right, I'm with Josh Kendall. You know that pretty face, the state newspaper, the beat writer for the Gamecocks. And Josh, another interesting year, and Steve Spurrier took the podium, and almost like he was poking a little fun in Arkansas and Tennessee about celebrating.
Absolutely. He came out swinging a little bit, I thought, more than I expected. I expected him, and maybe this is foolish of me, to be a little more sheepish coming off of a 7-6 season with so many question marks, but I thought he came out saying, you know, don't count us out yet. We'll see how well that strategy works. You know, they've still got the same question marks they had this morning before he went up there, but I think that he changed some minds a little bit. You know, nobody now suddenly thinks they're going to win the East, I don't think, but I think he gave people some confidence in his team, which was probably part of what he wanted to do today.
Well, he built up, you know, John Hoke, who's replacing, I guess, Lorenzo Ward as the defensive coordinator. Of course, you got Pharaoh Cooper on offense, but still, for me, Josh, the quarterback position. I mean, are you confident that Connor Mitch can come in and play?
I think Connor Mitch absolutely can be a really good SEC quarterback. I think if you were putting him into a situation where his offensive line had no questions, where he had some great running backs behind him and more than just one proven wide receiver, I think you'd have every reason to be really confident. But you're not putting him in that situation. So, you know, he's going to have to do more by himself than you would hope. You know, if you just plugged him into a spot where he was in a great position, I think he'd be good. You plug him into a spot that's not necessarily a great position, we'll see if he can elevate everybody else. I'm not sure he's that guy yet. That's what we've got to find out.
Well, Spurrier, one of the questions was, and I thought about this, is this his last SEC media week? He kind of addressed that. He said, you know, he's not good at that retiring stuff. Do you believe that? Is he here for a few more years, or could this be his last one?
I don't think we know. I don't think he knows. I think that, you know, Steve Spurrier is not a guy who's going to make a pros and cons list. I don't think he's a guy who's going to have a farewell tour. I think he's going to, if he's having fun every day, he's going to keep doing it, and he could do it 3 or 4 or 5 more years. If he has another year like last year, where at times he was embarrassed by his team's play, where he lost 3 or 4 in ugly fashion, that was no fun for him. If he has another one of those years, this could be his last year. I just don't think any of us know.
Yeah, it's very interesting. One thing I'm saying, if it's a 9-3, maybe we see him retire a good year. If it's 6-6, maybe I'm out.
You don't know. Yeah, I wondered, had they beaten Clemson to end last year, would that have increased the chances that he'd retire? Maybe you go out with 6 in a row over Clemson, and a year you also beat Georgia and Florida. Maybe he thinks, okay, this is time. You know, it's such an internal decision, and he is such, you know, he's not a guy who's going to go asking for a lot of advice. Right. You know, Steve, he's going to make up his mind and do what he wants to do, and it's not going to be a long, drawn-out decision, I don't think.
Well, maybe that beautiful beach down in Florida is calling the HBC. We just have to wait and see. Josh Kendall, the state newspaper. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.